Federal Reserve takes a wait-and-see approach on the U.S. economy. Let's be honest, the Federal Reserve is making more money now than ever before in the history of its existence. Wait and see how much money we gonna make in the next hour. Do you want to see what an excellent job these kleptos are doing for our economy? Here it is again in case you missed it. These Jekyll Island spawn turds are not there to help anyone but themselves to more wealth of entire countries so that they can bebop around thinking there's something special when in reality they're nothing but a big old pile of Dunlop with no shame. Ron Paul tells reporters he is suspicious about the results of the GOP caucuses. And from the beginning of this whole sham, the media has blocked Ron Paul. Governors have said that if Ron Paul wins in their state, then it won't count. To him actually winning, and then Romney called the victor. Not given equal times during the debates. All of the not even counted votes to behind doors count by the same terrorist person for the ones who end up winning in the end. Come on, man. Doesn't matter who you support. You have to admit, they really have tried to blatantly do a number on Ron Paul. It reminds me of the 2000 election. Remember that turd Gore? He wins, but it doesn't count. This is the world we live in, and no one seems to care. We need to stop living in the past and move forward, change the channel. Majority of Georgia voters favor drug testing for lawmakers. Little Johnny gets drug tested for bagging groceries down at the local grocery store. So should all of those turds, including those geezers at the White House. These wanks are always subjecting us to crap that they nor their families are willing to do themselves. Drug tests, vaccines. You need to get vaccinated, but my family won't because, look, there's Al Qaeda. They don't send their children off to fight their war. Sapping up the news bites on how much they support the troops, all the while behind closed and unclosed doors talking about cutting their benefits. You want someone to take a drug test? You take one first. You want someone to vaccinate themselves? You do it first. Want someone to fight your wars? You better be in the lead tank on the battlefield bellowing, "Charge!" If not, you're just a turd that won't flush in my book. Speaking of turds, old Dick Cheney says Canada is too dangerous for a visit. What? He canceled a Toronto event on the grounds that the risk of trouble from protesters was too great. What? I guess his old ticker couldn't handle the booze. Boo. DARPA Director Regina Duggan leaves Defense Department for Google. The revolving ancestral door between our government and corporations is no hidden secret. Year after year, back and forth and back and forth. And people turn a blind eye as though this doesn't happen or is the natural cycle of things. You're just a conspiracy nut for pointing out the transitions that those fools make. Man, I dare you. Now, double dog dare you deniers out there to look up who is in high positions at any federal organization and where they came from before and where they go after they leave. Well, change the channel. They're professionals in their field. Just look at what they do and the great glorious job that they have done for themselves and their buddies. They're professionals at taking our money. Dying cancer patient booted from California hospital for prescribed medical marijuana. What? Well, change the channel. They say there's no medicinal properties in marijuana. So that's why the big pharmaceutical wanks make a synthetic marijuana with horrible side effects. Well, change the channel, it is a gateway drug. It is not. Does alcohol or tobacco ring a bell? On a personal level, I was a marketing and merchandising regional manager for the largest medicinal marijuana dispensary in the world during the mid-2000s. I saw thousands of patients every day, and I'm telling you as a fact, marijuana has saved lives. That's right, I said it, period. And what's the alternative? All these pharmaceuticals they give people do nothing but keep people continuing to get different pharmaceuticals for the side effects of the drugs that they prescribed them in the first place. Most of these drugs actually cause the same symptoms they're supposed to alleviate. When these turds' profits don't match the corporate expectations, they invent new ones to be cured by existing drugs. Restless leg syndrome. And I always consider that as tapping out a beat with my feet. ADD, meaning some boring crap. Female sexual dysfunction syndrome. Not in the mood. Social anxiety disorder. Shyness. And the list goes on and on and on and on. But a dying cancer patient gets booted from a hospital for prescribed marijuana. In California, where it's legal. This is the world we live in. Corporate drug cartel, central banking, kleptomaniacs, oil prices rising because little Johnny got an F on his report card. Folks don't even count unless you vote for their guy. So-called leaders saying one thing and doing something totally different because they're in the pockets of the rest of these turds. Declaring endless wars are good for profits, which has become planet Earth's favorite pastime. Failure is good and rewarded unless you're the one who done it. Love is an abstract concept and has no rights, whereas corporations enjoy the same rights as an individual living being. These wanks can take our money and exclaim, we don't know where it disappeared to. Trillions of dollars. Trillions. But you mismanage your bank account and you're going to jail. They can print money out of thin air and we the people do that. You're going to jail. You think your neighbor is going to attack you, so you attack him first. The government calls this a preemptive strike, by the way. You're going to jail. You are videoed at every place and everywhere that you go. Video them, you're going to jail. And they act as though they're doing all of this in our best interest. They're not. Don't even try to say that they are. It's all about power, and until we really wake to this reality, tomorrow will be more of the same as it has been, and will be keep continuing on and on and on and on and on and on. And you know what we'll do? We'll look into the mirror, exclaiming and asking, why is the world like it is? It's a reflection. Something to think about. I'm ChangeDaChannel, and I'm out.
So you do know where he is?
I'm possibly more or less not definitely rejecting the idea that I undeniably do or do not know where he should probably be. If that indeed wasn't where he isn't.